Alrighty, welcome back to another video. We have a new recurring event that's happening on a 3-month rotation. It is the Hero Coach, and it's really something that will help a lot of players accelerate the growth of their rosters. And also, it basically, for those who don't know what Hero Coach is essentially something that you can put a hero in, certain heroes in, and it will train it all the way up to double limit break. That means it will level it all the way to, for a legendary hero, it will level it all the way up to 490. Which means, for example, if I were to choose, let's say, a random hero, let me just pick, let's see, blah blah blah. Okay, if I were to take LaSalle here, for example, it will bring LaSalle all the way to 490. The downside about this is, first of all, it doesn't give you any emblems. So, well, it's not really a downside. It's more of a advantage as well, because you get to decide how you would want to emblem LaSalle. The other thing is, it also does not level up the costume. So if you have the costume for LaSalle, for example, you only have the regular side maxed. You would still need to level up the costumes. So the bunch of heroes that you can level are actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know whether they put it here. Yes, you can only train legendary heroes that were released more than 730 days before the start of this event. So that means from when this event started, 2 years back, that's when you can start leveling any heroes that were released up to 2 years before this event started. So if you can see from my roster, it includes the season 1 heroes here. So all the season 1, and then you do have like the magic heroes. Now bear in mind, again, you are only leveling the base regular version of it. You're not leveling the costume. So if you choose a season 1 hero, you still have to level the rest of the costumes if you have all those costumes up. For example, if you, let's say, randomly pick one of the older ones here. If I do have Glass, Toon, and the 2 costumes for Kagan. So if I were to use Kagan here, for example, I use Kagan here, it will only get the base up to 490, and then I would have to level the rest of the costumes by myself. Now the advantage of this, obviously, if you use it on any hero, is that you do not have to level the base at all. You just need to supply the emblems, which helps a lot in terms of saving up resources and alpha eaters, and alpha eaters and the regular limit break eaters that you are using to level these kind of heroes. So that's always a good thing. Now you can see it's the maximum gems to use is 1000 gems, and I believe it goes all the way down to like double digit values. If, let's say, I take Kagan here, I do have a max Kagan, for example. I only need to level it the 5 levels to 90. It will only take 18 gems for this case. So that begs the question then, what are the top heroes that you would use for these kind of situations? Well, for me, I would say any one of the season 1 heroes that you have that have the Glass or the Toon versions, I think those are very, very good for this event. You have Domitia, which can dispel. You have Leonidas, which is actually hitting really hard and is pretty good. You have Liana, which hits like hell. Yeah, and there's a whole assortment of season 1 heroes that you can use. I'm actually tempted to level a second Kagan, because I want to use 2 Kagans for challenge events. That might be something to consider. Apart from that, there's also, I think, so you could level Lord Loki. So Lord Loki is one to consider. I think it's one of the best to consider because of how the meta is right now. It's a lot of Bernadettes and a lot of Ceres, so you can use Loki in those situations. And then there's also Oni Wakamaru as well, which is, let's see, I do have Oni Wakamaru here. So if I wanted, I could use the Hero Coach on Oni Wakamaru to bring him up to 90 instead of just staying at level 85, but because I don't have enough alpha eaters, I can never use it'll probably be a good thing to kind of use this and save gems for other things, but that is not who I'm going to pick, although it is a very good pick as well. Some others to consider, I think Gazelle. If you're a fan of using Guardian Gazelle, I think Gazelle is also really strong. Some others to consider, I would consider using healers in these cases, because a lot of the healers right now, if you don't have Bramble, if you don't have Grimsteel, those are probably some good ones to level. You can level Ariel, for example, if you don't have if you don't really want to level an old hero. Hathor, for example, if you have the costume. Those are still, I think, really, really good heroes to use to level. And then there are some niche ones. I would say you would want to use this hero coach to level utility heroes rather than damaging heroes. Heroes that deal damage. You want heroes that have unique abilities that will help you still in the long run, because it doesn't waste materials. And then you can decide, if you want to, how do you want to draw out your emblems. And I gotta be honest, the whole time I was thinking about this hero coach, I thought that they were allowing you to level up this hero all the way, including emblems as well. I finally found out that is not true. So yeah, there's still a granted flexibility for maxing out the hero to 490 and then using your own emblems and master emblems to kind of pave the way for your heroes here. So I did a lot of thinking before this, and I think one of the heroes I want to consider using the hero coach on is actually a very niche hero that I think will be good in the current meta, but it will rotate out pretty fast if the meta goes sideways, and that is using on Zandrella. Now Zandrella has been leaked in the beta that they will come up with a costume for Zandrella. The only problem is green is one of the least amount of materials that I have for leveling up heroes, and I do have Fafnir that I'm trying to level up right now, so all the resources will go to Fafnir, and because of that I think it'll be better to use the hero coach on heroes that I do not have materials at all to ascend. And I think Zandrella would be something good here. And why am I picking Zandrella? Well, let's just look at the war that's happening right now. Okay, there's a lot of heroes that are not alive right now. So we're going against a meta where it's full of Bernadette tanks, and a lot of the times you will see all these Bernadette tanks being flanked and winged by a lot of blue heroes. So if you take this for example, there's going to be Bernadette with Fergus and Sable. This is a pretty common iteration. You can see here Fergus and Sable as well. You see here there's Hysteria and Sable. Sable is appearing a lot. Now the problem with Sable, obviously, it's the cleric class, and for the first 6 turns you can't actually hit her with the ailment from Zandrella. And then there's also the minion to consider. But later in the game, I feel that Zandrella will be quite possibly an added bonus utility for my green stack that I'm planning to use. I'm planning to use Zandrella in like a 3 or 4 stack for green. The fact that she also accelerates the mana for my green stack will also be helpful. So more often than not, you will face Fergus, Sable. The other ones I think that will come up a lot will be not Fergus here, Chitrangada. So Chitrangada is the new reviver that's coming out, and she will be affected by the ailment. I don't think there's anything that will help her counter that ailment. So apart from that, what are the blues that we'll see? We'll see a lot of Asken. We'll see a lot of Song Jiang, and I'm planning to pair Zandrella with Kolya so that I can dispel Song Jiang's ailment immunity, and then use Zandrella so that he gets hit with the immunity with the ailment, the mana ailment from Zandrella afterwards. Now I do have to worry, of course. There are a lot. So the thing is, they have a lot of these what do you call it, basically heroes that are on defense that are immune or able to resist this kind of ailments. But I've learned from the fact that we have I did not pick Kushanku in the Soul Exchange. I think that's where I kind of like fall out a little bit. I wish I had picked Kushanku, but well, picking a Mythic Titan specialist was something that I thought was a good step forward. So I'm not complaining entirely about that, which is why my next hero coach I am gonna pick Zandrella. It'll help in the hero museum as well. It's always nice to add a new hero in. And I'm picking Zandrella over, some of the regular season 1 heroes that I wanted a duplicate of. I'm also not going with Milena because I feel like the Mega Minion meta is slowly rotating out. I already have 2 Milenas max, so I don't think I need a third. There's also the other one I wanted to consider was using it for either Domitia, Kagan, or Leonidas. I've decided that I'm going to do Zandrella over these 3 because I believe I can take my time in leveling these up. They are timeless heroes that probably won't rotate out as fast because of the glass and toon costumes that they have, and I do have all 3 of them. I do have the glass and the toons, and yeah, there's pretty much nothing else. I mean, it would be a nice decision if I had a second Lord Loki or a second Oniwa Kamaru. I think those are immediate hero coaching targets for me, and honestly, so for you guys as well, if you have duplicate Lord Lokis and Oniwa Kamarus and you don't have the capacity to level them because you have some of the newer heroes, then I think it's a really good candidate for hero coach. So for me, I'm gonna do Zandrella. Where is Zandrella? Oh, by the way, I should say I think Heather Ferris is also pretty good to be using here, but I actually want if I were to hero coach a healer, it will be a healer that can actually cleanse. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick for utility. And Zandrella you can use anywhere. You can use for rush wars, you can use for regular wars as well. It's completely fine. So yeah, so I'm going to pick Zandrella here. It's a very niche pick, I understand, but I'm also hoping for the costume when it comes, and hopefully that will help me make Zandrella good again for with extra stats for it. But for the time being, here we go. Alright, that's done. I hope you guys make your informed decisions. Take your time. There is still another 2 more days, so don't rush into doing this. The reason why I'm rushing into it is because I want to use Zandrella for this coming war, and I want to be able to max Zandrella out before I actually do my war hits, and showcase Zandrella. Whether I fail or whether I succeed with Zandrella, it's up in the air right now. But hopefully, I'm hoping that my decision actually works out. So yeah, take your time, think about who you're gonna coach, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. GG.